A concrete slab covering a well inside of a Hindu temple in the central Indian city of Indore gave way on Thursday, killing 36 people and injuring 16 more. Horrific number of casualties. The major cause of death could be drowning because the well was 60 feet deep and there was a lot of water in it. Cranes were brought in to assist the search for survivors. The Indore Hindu temple incorporates a step well, which is a signature feature of Indian architecture that involves digging deep into the rocky ground of India's arid regions to reach the deeply buried water table. As the name implies, step wells feature flights of stairs to reach the deeply buried water supply, and the larger examples can be ornately decorated and used as temples or mosques. During rainy weather, the huge step well excavations become cisterns for holding rainwater. So this was a 60-foot deep, full of water step well, which at the top of it was covered in a slab of concrete, which was around 40 years old. I'm not a builder, I'm not in the construction industry, but I am aware of concrete cancer. Concrete goes bad, it goes rotten, it gets, I don't know, it's called cancer. How relevant that is to human cancer, I don't know. Medical cancer, I don't know. But, it basically rots. Concrete does not last forever. And I would guess that this concrete was weakened. There were a lot of complaints in regards to the concrete slab over the stepwell. There were multiple complaints over the years of people being concerned that it was unsafe. But the temple refused to demolish the concrete slab, saying that the temple's worshippers would be offended if the temple was to remove or destroy the concrete slab. It seems a bit silly to me. So what happened was on Thursday, people in the temple, the Indore temple, were celebrating the Hindu festival of Rama Navami, which is in regards to the birth of an incarnation of Vishnu, one of the most exalted of the Hindu gods, and also the celebration of Lord Rama's birth, if I understand correctly. So the Indore temple was crowded. At least 40 people were sitting or standing on the concrete slab when it broke. And it broke because there were so many people on it. It did not have the strength to hold that amount of people. 40 people, in my mind, and again, I've never worked in the construction industry, but 40 people doesn't sound a great deal to me, to be honest. And if I'm allowed to say this, especially not in India, I mean, if it was in America, sure, 40 people is a lot. But most people in India, as far as I understand, don't suffer the level of obesity as we do in the Western world. But regardless of that, the concrete slab did shatter or collapse. People fell into the pit, and again, that killed 36 people, most of whom drowned, and injured 16 more. So it's an absolute tragedy. I'm not sure if there's going to be too much media talking about this, too much Western media talking about this. This type of topic seems to be skipped over, get ignored. But to me, I mean, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. So we ought to pay a little bit of respect, reflect on this for a moment or two. Of course, full condolences to all the family and friends of the victims. Let's hope those that are injured are able to recover. The article tells us that there will be an insistence on a number of investigations on all stepwells across the state to ensure that they are kept up to a safe standard. So I get it. Temples are ancient. Temples are not places of high technology. Generally, not always. You get modern temples, of course. But ancient temples, they want to keep to their tradition. They don't want to make too many changes. Perhaps they don't have the funds to either. I get that. But at the same time, these buildings need to be safe. So let's hope improvements are made.